The VR modding mastermind, Luke Ross, has finally released his complete VR conversion mod for Cyberpunk 2077. In this video, I'll be checking out how the mod works and how well it performs. So without further ado, let's take a trip to Night City.
You don't believe in no fate, every day digging the grave, step in the pit with the snakes, city of dreams, city of gang. You don't believe in no fate, I might just dig up your grave, step in the pit with a gang, city of dreams, city of gang.
As you might have noticed from the gameplay, this mod does not use any sort of motion controllers. Instead, you'll be using keyboard and mouse or even a gamepad. This may sound disappointing to some, and yes, it would be amazing to use your actual hands in the game, but it is something we've come to expect from these R.E.A.L VR mods, and ultimately, it doesn't detract too much from the experience. Simply walking around the beautiful streets of Night City is enough to fully immerse yourself in the world, and taking in the smallest details of car interiors has never felt more worthwhile.
She's prime wheels, isn't she?
Dreamy indeed.
To be honest, the visuals alone are worth giving the mod a try. But that's not all this mod is good for. Surprisingly, combat works quite well, and even though you're not physically handling the gun, it still manages to feel satisfying. However, where the mod really excels is in first-person cutscenes, and that's not really surprising. Coming face to face with the iconic cast of characters Cyberpunk has to offer is simply an incredible experience. And by extension, brain dances also work really well. I mean, they are literally futuristic VR experiences, so you could definitely say they're naturally suited. So functionally, the mod works really well for what it tries to do. But just as importantly, how well does it perform? Well, I'm glad to report that on the whole, it's a very smooth experience. In the most densely populated areas of the city, I had an average of just below 60 frames a second, which is definitely playable. And although it does drop sometimes in combat, I've never seen below 50 FPS. At its highest, in small indoor spaces, I maxed out at 75 frames. And despite having graphics on low, the game still looks absolutely stunning. It's amazing how well optimized this mod is. As an experiment, I did raise the graphics all the way to ultra ray tracing mode to see how quickly my PC would explode, and surprisingly, it didn't even crash. And I was actually averaging nearly 25 frames a second in one of the most performance intense areas, which obviously isn't ideal, but it really surprised me. And it did look amazing for the few seconds before I had to sprint to the toilet. The Cyberpunk 2077 R.E.A.L VR mod is an absolute triumph, and I'd advise every single person watching this video to give it a go if your PC can handle it. The level of graphical fidelity is simply unmatched, and the world of Night City is so immersive. Let me know in the comments what you think of the mod, and if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, then please consider subscribing for more like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.